In this lesson, we will learn about CSS and how to use it to style our tables better. So CSS is used, or CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and it is used to make the look and feel of our HTML pages better. So how do we do it? So the first thing we need to do is include it in our header. So what we will say here is link rel is equal to style sheet, and we will give it the name href is equal to whatever be the style sheet. So I'm using this file mystyles.css, mystyles.css. So here this file mystyles.css should be in the same folder as lesson.html. So because we have not given any path, so just ensure it is here. So we have now used this file. Let's now go to this file mystyles.css and say the output we had was this, and the first thing we want is that this table should have a border. So let's define something called say dot my table, and in this what we will say border dash style is solid, and we will say border dash width is say 2 pixel. So what we have said is that we have defined something called my table. All class names in CSS start with a dot, so that is why we have said dot my table. And we have said that the border style is solid, so it's a solid border, and the width of that solid border is 2 pixel. And we use it, so we will say table class is equal to my table. So this was the name of the class we had created, my table. So we have said table will use this style. Let's now save it and let's go back and run it. And now what do we get? We get a nice beautiful border along with our table. So we have added a border. Now let's say we want to do some more things to our text here. So stuff like, let's say we want this text to be centered. So this text is left aligned, so we can say here text align. And what will text align? Say we want it to be center. Let's go ahead and run it, and we can see that the text is centered. So this style is applied to everything within the table. So everything has gotten this stuff. Suppose now we want that in our rows we want say a background color. So let me create another style here, another style class, say dot my row. And what do we say there? Let's say we say background color, and we give it say a background color, say we want a greenish color. So this follows the RGB. So 00 means R is 0, G, if I say DD, say it will be very greenish, and 0. So this is my green, and say we want the text because it's green in color. Suppose the text we want is black. So the text will be black and the background color will be greenish. And in our TR again we can say, so these are the rows we wanted. So suppose we want it only to the data. So table class is my row. We have not put it to the headers. So number square will continue as it is, and for these values we have put in the class my row. Let's go ahead and run it, and what do we see? We get number and square, and we can see all these numbers up. The color of the text is black, the background is greenish. Suppose we want the color of the text to be white. I can say white here, color white. Let's go ahead and run it, and these texts are white in color. Let's go back, black looks better, so let me just make it black. Suppose we want the header to also have some colors, some styling, so that it stands out. And suppose all we want in the header is, so let's say we define dot my header, and we want 2-3 things. First we want say the background color to be black. So background color is black. We want the text color to be white because black on black will not be visible. And because it's the header, we want it to be bold. So let's say we will say font weight is bold. So this will make the font weight bold. and let's put it to our header. Which was the header? This row. So we will just say class is equal to, what's the class we had defined? My header. Class is my header. Let's now use it again and let's see what's the output. So we get this as black, we get this as bold. So we can see that the fonts are bolder and the table is starting to look much better. So we defined three styles here. So we defined my table, which was for the full table. We defined a border and we gave it a text align center. For the header, we gave it a bold and a blackish background. And for each value, we gave it a greenish and the text color to be black. And we use these three styles in our, or style classes in our HTML.